Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 14. It's been 2 weeks now, officially. Today, I want to talk about the power of video and the impact that using YouTube can have. Video is applicable to every single platform that we have right now, but I want to focus my attention right now for a moment on YouTube. I have been a fan of YouTube, not from the inception, I will admit, but I have become a fan of YouTube probably from in the teens, like between 12, 13, like probably around 2013. And the reason why video is so powerful, particularly when you use it on YouTube, is simply because of the fact that YouTube is a search engine. And what I enjoy the most, and this still happens to me to this day, is that content that you put on YouTube, and you could have put that, I've had my channel since 2012-ish. You could have put content on your channel that was beneficial in 2012, and people can still find that very video today. I have had people comment, not only watch, but comment on videos from like 10 or so years ago. And I'm like, oh my God, how did you find this? And I keep forgetting how powerful the flippin' tool is, because if you optimize your videos correctly, and you use the terms that your ideal audience is searching and using, then they're going to find your video. And it doesn't matter how old your video is. It's going to get found if those terms are used. And people are still going in and searching and then finding the video. And then probably I should really look at the analytics to see if those old videos are getting found by search or if they're getting found by browse features or suggested videos, because that's where they could also be popping up for all I know. But they're usually going to appear, whether in search or browse or suggested or however, because the content that you're creating is important to the people that need to find it, because you have proven that you're going to be able to answer and solve their problem with that video. And especially if they find it in search, your thumbnail matched the title and gave them the inclination that I think this is the video for me. And even if they didn't find it in search, but they found somebody else's video, on the suggested side, they still could come upon your video and click on that, because the one thing that I realized, and I learned this a few years in to using YouTube, is that not every person that posts a video on YouTube is going to solve the problem for every single person that comes onto YouTube. So let me explain what I mean by that. Say, for example, you are searching for, in my case, a lot of the videos that I used to post were tutorial videos. So they were walking you through video tools, whether they be editing tools, they could be screen recording tools, they could be software, they could be platforms. They were instructional videos for all intents and purposes. And I wasn't the only one that was creating these videos. There would be, I couldn't even tell you how many. I'm sure if you keyed in the keywords, you would see thousands. So the likelihood of your video, especially if you're like a tiny, tiny, tiny little channel, the likelihood of your channel getting found or your video getting found in some instances were slim to none. So what you tried to do is you tried to niche down as possible by using the keyword, which was usually the name of the tool, but maybe using a specific, for instance, of how you're using that particular tool. And what I ended up finding out, and like I said, this happened years into me doing this, is that even though people would find, I don't know how many people before my video that would show them how to use that tool, they would not be able to understand it, whether it's that they spoke too quickly, maybe their editing style was too quick, maybe just the vibe that they got from them. Who knows what the reason was? But for whatever reason, they couldn't comprehend what that person was teaching. So they'd move on to the next video. maybe the same thing would happen. Then they move on to the next video. Same thing happen again. And then they'd get on to my video. And then all of a sudden, they're like aha moments are singing from their head because they're all of a sudden understanding it. And what that made me realize, and I only knew this because people actually commented and said it. It wasn't that I'm just assuming people are doing this. I wish I was that bold to think that I'm that great that, oh, I don't need anybody to tell me that they need to hear my unique voice. I know this already. That's not how my head worked. And so it wasn't until I actually saw comments where people were saying, I looked at 2, 3, 4 other videos on this tool and could not understand it until I saw your video. And then I would have comments where somebody would say, oh, she finally gets to the point by 3 minutes, blah, blah, blah. And they would actually put the time code in there. And in those instances, I would just reply and say, thank you. But initially, when I used to get those videos or those comments, that offended me. And that made me, oh, I have to speak faster. I have to get to the point faster. It didn't bother the thousands of people that had seen the video prior to that person leaving that comment. And if anybody else feels that way, they see that comment. Okay, thank you. And this go to the time code. So I say all of that to say that it's really important that if you're going to take the time to create videos, and those videos are going to be beneficial and helpful to your specific target audience, put them on YouTube in addition to everywhere else that you want to put them on. Now, obviously, every platform requires a specific type of video and format of the video. So the same, it's not like you could take however long this video is going to ultimately be and plop this video on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or what have you. You do need to have clips of the videos, or you can create, back in the day, I don't even know if they still do these, the very beginning of the video, which was usually about a minute, where you're sort of doing your hook or your teaser of what that video is going to be about. That's usually what was used on social media. You can do that still, or you can do a custom video that might be 15 to 30 seconds long and just say, watch today's video. I'm going to be talking about the power of video and the importance of using YouTube because it is the second largest search engine in the entire world, people. And then use that as your teaser and drive traffic to the long form video. So at any rate, YouTubeisthebomb.com still. I highly recommend that you use it because unlike all of the other platforms, with the exception of Pinterest, it is a search engine. So thank you again for watching. If you're interested in attending any one of my workshops, hit the link either above or below this video, and I will see you tomorrow for day 15. Take care.